So the big problem, well, we had a bunch of problems, but the big one that was the most immediate was the fascia board was termite eaten. And I had a number of contractors come knock on my door and say, hey, you want me to do the fascia board? I'll give you a quote. But when We the People came by, Ken described the work in a lot more detail, which I was in infrastructure for my career, so I can kind of understand that there's thought behind it and thoroughness. And when he showed me their license, and then he showed me their reviews on Yelp, I saw enough to go, okay, these guys are professional, which means it's gonna cost them more, but if you can find somebody that does good work and you trust, it's worth paying a little more. So we did the fascia board was the first one. And since he was inspiring my confidence with the fascia board, I said, well, why don't you quote me on the patio? The garage sits lower than the house, so if it rained anything, it would back up into the garage. So they put a linear drain all along the whole width of the garage, and it's like the shape of a shoebox, but 12 feet long. And that connected to an existing drain that goes out to the street, but they enlarged it by putting a sump pump in there. So the water drains in, and the sump pump's got a floater like a toilet, so that if the thing floats up because it's full of water, it'll kick on and pump the water out to the street. And then the house wasn't too bad, but since I'm a ripe old age, we said, let's get it painted. And we wanted to paint the house blue. It's got like this fancy paint that is industrial strength and lasts forever. I love that color. And then the last one was you did the garage floor. I wanted the garage door to shut nice and tight and secure because we tend to get mice in there every once in a while. And Ken said, well, you got this big old crack, so you got it. So we took out a section of concrete about as wide as this sidewalk from front to back, replaced it with rebar concrete so it got flat. And then we epoxied the whole thing. The work that We the People did is quality, such that I already got quotes from Ken to do other work. Like we needed to replace the backyard wall because it's kind of fallen over a little bit. I would recommend We the People for, church friends or family friends that need work to be done. You get what you pay for, they tell you what they're gonna do, and then they did it on time. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, We the People. You guys did a good job.